this exercise has to do with engaging with your kids in childish behavior. So our kids get all worked up, and sometimes they get worked up and we get sucked right into it. So this is a line of defense in a sense. So what you do is you put your palms out like this, is you're facing your partner. And then pick one person who's going to be the first, decide who's first right now. And then the person who's first is just puts their hands on the other person, and palms, and you're going to push. And then if you're not the first person pushing, what you do is you offer resistance and don't let them push you over. And now you just push. And don't actually push anybody over, but just fight it out there. And now stop for a second and reverse roles. So the person who was pushing, now don't let them push you, and the other person does the pushing. Good. And then now stop. And now we're going to go back to our first person pushing. That's kind of hard to say. But the other person, this time when they push, offer no resistance and just bring your hands back. Don't offer any resistance. So give it a try. No resistance at all. Just let it go. Good. And now reverse roll so the other person pushes. Don't offer any resistance, just do that again. Good. And now thank your partner and go have a seat.
Imagine you have 2 glasses of lemonade. And they're full. They're really full. And your child is coming at you with that energy. And you do not want to hang on to those glasses of lemonade. This is your your point of view right here at this point in time, your energy. And so when they come at you, you throw that lemonade over your shoulders. So when that angry energy or that too intense energy comes at you, you're just kind of getting rid of it over your shoulders. And what was interesting for us, and has been interesting over the years, and in fact we used it not too long ago, is this became our signal. And we could be...
So if one of the kids baited us, and suddenly we're like going, well, what do you mean? Or we start brooding too, and we're getting angry just because our kid is angry. The other is going like,
I'm over here, do this. And it would just even that, it's kind of like, goes back to the idea of creative dating, just gives you a little giggle and you're, you feel better, just even for that moment. This would be, okay, and as soon as you break that anger cycle that you're having, even just a little bit, it cools down. And you can't, your conscious self can come back in and start thinking instead of just your emotions, which is what we get tied into.
One other brief little point that I wanted to make is that when you have that lemonade and they're coming at you, you don't want to get it all over you. But of course you don't want to get it all over your kid, too. So if you get drawn in, say like one of your kids just found out that they were the only person who didn't get invited to a party, and they're really upset about that. So on the one hand, you could be like drawn in, oh, I'm upset about that too, I'm going to call that mother, what are they thinking? Or you might take the other side, which is sometimes what happens to me, is you get upset and say, it's no big deal, they didn't invite you, so what? You can still have a good time. You don't need to be invited to everything. Everybody, I'm sure there's a good reason, but then you're getting it all over your kid too. So if you can just let it go